How I use public speaking at networking events to gain clients, boost sales, and become the center of attraction. Now, let me tell you something most people get wrong about networking. Networking is not about collecting contact and business card. It is about controlling the conversation, and the fastest way to control the conversation is to speak, not casually, but strategically. You see, one of my mentor teaches that influence is built inside the ecosystems, not in isolation. And early in my coaching journey, I learned that if you wait for clients, if you want clients, you don't attend rooms, you lead rooms. When I first started my coaching business in Bournemouth, United Kingdom, I didn't have big brand. I wasn't widely known. I didn't have a long list of testimonial, but I understood one thing early that if I could create a platform, I could create authority. So instead of waiting for speaking, invitation, what I did, I hosted my own networking events. And that decision changed everything for me. Most people locally attend networking events, hoping someone notices them. That is a passive strategy. And I want you to become the center of attraction. So I wanted to become a center of attraction. So what I did, I decided and if I designed an event where I was the host. I set the agenda, framed the conversation, I asked the questions that immediately responded to me. I wasn't another attendees. I was the connector. And the connector always become the influence. Now here is what someone call it. Proximity plus repetition equals authority. When people see you repeatedly in a leadership role, hosting, facilitating, and speaking, their perception of you changes. And even if your business is new, authority is not about time, it is about positioning. Now, let me explain how this work practically. Now, at the Beaumont networking event that I hosted, I didn't pitch, I facilitated. I opened with clarity. I spoke about challenges business owners were facing, like visibility, confidence, growth, client acquisition. And apart from that, I asked intelligent questions, I listened, I guided conversation, and without selling, I demonstrated competence. Public demonstration collapses the trust gap. So, and when trust is collapsed, sales become natural. And the event, something after the event, something interesting happened. People didn't ask me, so what do you do? They asked me, can we talk, Efe? Can you help me with this? How do we continue this conversation? That is the power of speaking at networking events. So you don't chase clients, you attract conversation that leads to client acquisition. See, here is a mistake most people make. They attend networking events and they talk about themselves, they give card, they explain their services. It's all about me, 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 me. They hand out a card. That is forgettable. But when you speak publicly, even for 5 minutes, you frame perception. Perception drive positioning. And positioning drive price. Let me give you simple framework I use. I call this framework host. That is host open seven transition first. First host. So when you host, let me give you a simple framework I use. I call it host. HOST. Host, open, serve, and transition. First, host. When you host, you automatically gain authority. You don't need to be the most experienced. You need to be the most intentional. Second, open. Open the room with clarity. Set expectation. Name the problems people are facing. People trust those who articulate their pain. Third, serve. Facilitate conversation, ask better questions, connect people intentionally, Value creation precedes monetization. Fourth, transition. Always have the next step. It's not a pitch, but a conversation. You could say, let's grab a coffee. Let's explore this further. Let me show you how. Let me show you how people speaking transition is wasted opportunity. Fourth, transition. Always have a next step. It's not a pitch, but a conversation like, let's grab a coffee. Let's explore this further. Let me show you how I help people with this. You see, speaking without a transition is wasted opportunity. The great John Kennedy would say this clearly that never attend any event without a strategic objective. You see, my objective wasn't to sell on the spot, it was to position myself as a thinker, a facilitator, a leader, a problem solver. And once that positioning was established, sales followed naturally without stress. So, hosting networking events also gave me leverage. So, one event created authority, content, photos, stories, social proof, and that single decision accelerated my visibility faster than months of posting online. Because stages they beat feed, rooms beat algorithm, and proximity beat persuasion. So let me say this clearly. You don't need permission to create authority. You need initiative. If you want client from networking event, stop being an attendee. Start being a host. If you want sales, stop explaining your services privately. Start demonstrating your value publicly. And public speaking at networking events is one of the most underused business strategy by entrepreneurs because it builds trust, it builds credibility, it builds confidence, it leads sales, and it's compound. And the more you host, the more you speak, the more you lead, the more you market